Color is often a big part of our designs, so in this short little video, I want to show you 3 different ways that you can access colors in Affinity. So we're going to start over here. I've actually covered this separately in a different video when we were going through the whole toolbar. And so this is a way to affect the fill color, which is this interior part of my shape, as well as the stroke color, which is this outer part of this square here. And so it may seem fairly simple once you get the hang of it, but I know that when you're first beginning to use design software, this can be a little confusing. So this is the fill. The donut one that has nothing in the middle is the stroke or the outline. Whichever one of these is in front is the one that you are affecting or working with. So I have this donut in front of the solid circle right now. I'm going to double click it and it brings up a color chooser. So now if I want to change the color of my stroke, I can do that, and I need to have an object selected. So that's why nothing's happening here, but let's just change this to a darker color. All right, so now I've changed the color of my stroke. If I want to change the color of the fill, I click on the fill once to bring it to the forward, and then I double click it to bring this chooser again, and now I can pick a different fill color. Again, the object that you're wanting to color needs to be selected, so it needs to have this bounding box around it. So there's some double arrows here, and what this does is it doesn't switch the position of the fill and the stroke, rather it switches the colors. So I know it's way off here in the corner, but watch as I click these double arrows. It made the stroke color magenta, and it made the fill color our more kind of blackish purple. So you can use that to swap the colors of the fill and the stroke. So you'll also notice that when you have an object selected and the move tool is on, you see a fill and stroke box up here. So you can also affect the fill by clicking on this, and you'll have options to work from swatches, color, or gradients. So I'm going to stick to color for the moment, and we can change the fill color here. We can click on this one to change the stroke color, and that works pretty much the same as this. It's just in a different location. You will find these colors in the contextual toolbar whenever there is a color option for whatever tool you have selected. So, for example, the pen tool. If I draw something with the pen tool, then I get my color options. And again, I can change the stroke of that object. I can change the color of that object. So also the shape tool. We were working with a shape over here with the square. You can even change colors on these picture or these object frames. So you can put a picture or a graphic into these frames, and let's just say you wanted to put a stroke outline on it, you could change the color of that stroke outline. Go to the crop tool, you'll see there's nothing. So there is no color option with the crop tool, so we don't see the option up here to change color. Now, what about text? So if we go to the text tool, and we've got some text here, there is still color. There's just a single color here that you can change the text for, and you need to have the text selected once it's created in order to change the color of that text. So you can do that from here. Also with the artistic text tool, same thing. You can just go to this color option and change it here. Now I'm going to have separate videos on the color panel, the gradient panel, and the swatches panel, where we'll dive a lot more deeply into the options that you have here. But for this video, I just want to show the different places that you can find your color options. All right, there's one more place that you can find colors, and that is in the window. Now I am using Affinity Publisher version 2. If you have version 1, then you'll want to go to the View menu and look for the word that says Studio, and then you should have a flyout menu of all of these. But in Affinity 2, Affinity made them easier to find by putting them under Window, which kind of makes a little bit more sense because it kind of pops up a little window. So we can go to color here and we will get a color panel. Now it looks a little different, but there's the one that we saw before. And I will again have a separate video on how all this works. And then you can also go to swatches, which gives you some pre-made swatches that you can choose from, including gradients. And also the recently used colors will be saved up here in your recent swatches. So 3 ways to work with color in Affinity using these little donuts down in the toolbar by selecting an object and finding the color options in the contextual toolbar. With text, they're going to be just slightly different position, but still there. And then also just opening the color or the swatches tabs. And that's how you can find all your different color options. So hit subscribe if you want to be notified about the next video, because I'm going to be talking a lot about color in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching.